You know, liberals are funny. They're constantly crying about this list. So Donald Trump decides to tell, Pam Bondi, let's release this list. She files for it and she's blocked. Blocked by whom? A judge appointed by none other than Barack Obama. Isn't that strange? Isn't that strange that a judge would block the releasing of certain documents that is pertinent to this case? That would let everybody know. I mean, Democrats have been crying about this list now. I mean, they weren't crying about it 6 months ago. They weren't crying about it the last 4 years when Biden had all the information. Yet, they're crying about it now under Trump. So when he finally decides to release it, he's blocked. I wonder why. Could it be because a lot of influential Democrats are on that list? Could it be because maybe Obama perhaps is on that list? I think he is. Could it be that a lot of celebrities such as actors and foreign dignitaries and things of that nature is on that list? I mean, it can't be because Trump is on the list, because if Trump was on the list, they would have released it. Yet, they blocked it. Go figure.
Yes, I don't know if you've seen this. FB chief one, he has uncovered things which shocked me down to my core amid Fi's scandal. He can't even sleep after seeing this. I don't know what he has seen, but when I look at what is going on now with Libras, extremely concerning. For days now, they are talking about Maxwell. Oh, how the president took a decision to send somebody that was this to interview her. I don't know why Democrat will always behave this way. This was never a topic of discussion. All the consecutive MAGA movement used to like, oh, we want that list out. Democrat thought, oh, let's just flow with them. Now it's a major topic, even with the mainstream media singing like a song. Sometimes when I look at these people, it really triggered me. It is important. We look into it.
People were dying for this information. There was some sort of list that everybody thought was going to come out, and who's on the list. What's important for us to note is we shouldn't be repeating names that are on the list, because just because your name has not on the list, but in the documents, just because your name is on the documents doesn't mean that you have done anything criminally irresponsible or illegal or civilly irresponsible.
Or that you were a client.
Or that you were a client. Only really, these documents, as I read them, only reflect assaults of women and behavior. So I think that...
And Ghislaine also?
And Ghislaine. And so being named in this suit does not equate to being accused of wrongdoing. And I think that is extremely important, because conspiracy seem to not understand or enjoy facts.
Yes.
These are the facts.
There is a list. Trump's name is on the logs, the passenger logs of Epstein's aircraft, at least 7 times. That's already been made public. I mean, of course, Trump is denying any and all allegations, but all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release?
Yes, Libras are insane. When I draw back when Biden was there, stories like these were not covered by the mainstream media. You will not see people like this talking about it. They were calling it conspiracy. Now, because of how Pam Bondi handled this whole situation, Libra saw a loophole. Like, let's cry now, like, oh, it is important for the list. But meanwhile, these same people don't want the list out. They continue to pretend, knowing fully well that they can't release that. I've watched a lot of videos. Even Gavin Newsom is now claiming that, oh, President Trump wants to pardon Maxwell, which is a lie. I'm going to fact check that. I have a lot of clips to show you.
And related matters with my good friend Scott McFarland. Scott, today there was a meeting in Tallahassee, Florida with Ghislaine. Walk us through what happened. That's as much as we can know.
Take a step back and reflect upon this moment. The Deputy Attorney General of the United States met face-to-face with a convicted and spent most of the day doing so, based on our reporting. It's a striking thing, absent all the other peculiarities of the controversy. Her defense attorney said that Ms. Maxwell did not invoke the Fifth Amendment, that she was responsive to all questions, and that it was an exhaustive set of questions. The defense lawyer is named David Marcus. Take a listen to what he said to reporters after this meeting in Tallahassee, Florida.
Ms. Maxwell answered every single question. She never stopped. She never invoked a privilege. She never declined to answer. She answered all the questions truthfully, honestly, and to the best of her ability.
But no indication there's any progress in diffusing the political bomb for the Trump administration in this day-long interview.
And any sense at all, Scott, as to other matters that Ghislaine might want to discuss with the Justice Department on the table, like shortening the sentence, pardon, or something like that, trading something for something else?
She has 12 more years to serve in federal prison in her case. If she's looking for leniency, maybe this is a step in the right direction. It's worth noting, though, Major Todd Blanche, Deputy Attorney General, former defense lawyer for Donald Trump, is friends with Maxwell's defense.
And 2 days of meetings between Todd Blanche and Ghislaine. What is going on, and what are we likely to learn about whatever has happened in that room?
So first, I want to make sure people understand that when her attorney goes out to speak and says, you know, she answered every question and she never asserted a privilege, that may be true, but that is sort of half the story. One, she is not speaking for free. She is obviously hoping for a pardon, a commutation, or at least a significant reduction in sentence. But also, you can be, I would say, almost 100% sure that she already has an agreement with the government. It's called a proffer agreement. It's colloquially known as a queen for a day agreement. And that is an agreement where the prosecutor says, I want to hear what your client has to say, but agrees to give a form of immunity with respect to the use of that in any direct way against the particular witness. And so the reason, as what I read into what David Marcus is saying, is the reason she wasn't asserting a privilege is that she doesn't need to. She already has that form of immunity in connection with yesterday and today's sessions with Todd Blanche.
And Andrew, how bizarre is it for the Deputy Attorney General, who's supposed to be running the Department of Justice, to spend 2 days in Tallahassee with Ghislaine?
It is unheard of. It does not happen. And you know what? Add one more thing. It doesn't happen that the Deputy Attorney General, the number 2 person in the Department of Justice, would engage in this proffer session. But even more so, if they try and cooperate her based on a 2-day proffer by somebody in the Department of Justice who doesn't know the case, this could really reek of a cover-up.
If you look clearly, you realize the mainstream media is panicking after this interview. That is the truth. They are panicking. These are the people that were demanding transparency throughout. They have been demanding throughout. Now interviewing this lady is like they are panicking to a level never seen before. Oh, you want transparency? Yeah, let's give you transparency. So they should expect transparency. So why is the panic all about? Now going back into this calculating the view, for years they spent speaking the truth, covering of a Democrat because Trump is there. They now say, oh, he's in the list. We all know that Trump is in the list, but his name has never been mentioned anywhere near where he did something wrong. That's what we all know for a very long time. Now, I saw something, I think I watched a video where this Democrat actually said that Trump was the one who reported this Epstein guy to the FBI.
You know, as a former federal prosecutor, I use cooperators all the time, people that were in prison. And when you get into the room with them and you want them to cooperate, you generally do have them fill out a form that says, if you lie to me, your sentence will not only will not be reduced, It'll go back to your original sentence if there was a plea deal, and I'm going to tack on 5 years for perjury.
Good.
Right? And so that's that, and they must sign that even before the discussion begins. And so there is something for her to gain, though, from it, which would be, a Rule 35 motion, which means, the government could reduce her sentence, Trump could pardon her, he could commute her sentence. There is something in it for her, but that doesn't make her testimony, if she testifies or if she cooperates, any less trustworthy, in my view.
But wouldn't pardoning her make it look bad?
Yes, it would, but he's
Not as he
done,
pardons her as he's leaving office.
yeah, and he's pardoned the January 6th. But the one thing that I do find untrustworthy is the fact that his former attorney, Todd Blanche, is now the second in command at the Department of Justice. I mean, for his former attorney to be conducting the interview doesn't make sense, because it's just rife with conflicts of interest.
In the state, so that they are invested.
Thank you guys for always been sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. You can share the video. If you see short videos after this, that is for the white algorithm. You can end here.
Have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you got
What a voice. I cried. But
any barriers, don't mind, limitations.
So many rules.
My choices are mine. Making this easy. People line up for my advice. And you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like I've written books. I've given speeches. Line up.
It is to live in the White House.
Post this morning alleging that since I said I will prevail.
it also shouldn't be racial. 100
Has been overwhelming. He lies and
Not going to end.
He says, but what if he says self-defense? There's no self-defense.
This is definitely a self-defense case, because it always is one and two.
Registration Act is
Talking about
Term, and you will be very...
Once again, the field was littered with Winter does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
how bad is his reputation going to be?
It's bad.
I need to connect the dots.
Going to carry a level of weight. Position.